she wants to move forward. She's in her 30s, and so is this man. And there's just no real foundation in their relationship. And 5 years is a long time to be in any relationship without there being incremental growth and progress. So this woman recently said, hey, I'm, just kind of waiting this out. I'm frustrated, but I'm waiting this out. And my thing is, I would not advise you to wait anything out. And here's why. I know what it's like to be with a man and you really want him. So what I tell women when they are like laser focused on having the relationship they want with a particular man is buckle up. Buckle up for the ride. Buckle up for however long it's going to take him to catch up to where you are and then get in front of you to lead you. Buckle up for however long it takes him to start doing his inner work. Allow the space for him to reach these realizations on his own, because no man just decides to commit because a woman is pushing it on him. He has to feel like it's his idea. And then also, you have your own work to do. So this process doesn't even begin until you start doing your own work. So I say that to say, if you really want to be with somebody specific, which, that was the choice I made. I wanted to be with the man who's my current fiance. But I'll tell you, it was not easy. I had to go through a lot, because when we met, he was not anywhere near ready. He actually didn't get ready for the type of relationship I want, where marriage was seriously on the table, until the last couple of years. And we've been dating for about 6 years. So those first 4 years, he was not ready, and I was laser focused on him, and I wouldn't advise anybody to do that. Now, midway through, I had gotten some coaching, and I really started seeking out information and strategy and how to approach the situation where I wasn't going to be so frustrated and feel like, I had no idea where things were going or when they would change. And I did open up to dating others. I did pull back. I did a lot that shifted our dynamics. But even then, in me wanting him specifically, I had to let his process occur, his journey of handling his business, getting his mind right so that he could focus on the relationship, letting go of his bad habits, letting go of the skeletons in his closet. All of that took time. So if you're somewhere in, a relationship where you are sold on a man and you really don't want to be open to the man of your dreams or your future husband being somebody else, then just be prepared to buckle up, but you also need to be doing your work. You've probably heard the saying, pray but move your feet. That's exactly what you need to do. If you don't like where your relationship or your love life is, there's work for you to do. It's not work for him to do and you're waiting for him to wake up and smell the coffee and get it together. There's a lot that's pointing toward you needing to get your mind right, to you needing to shift, you needing to show up differently in the relationship, you needing to do your inner work, you needing to require more than you are. And something that a lot of women don't want to embrace, but it's very powerful, you being willing to walk away if the type of relationship that's being offered to you by this man is not what you want. If you're not willing to walk away, you have no leverage. You basically are along for the ride. You will take and lap up whatever he gives you, and that will be that. You have no room to demand anything. You really aren't setting any standards. You can talk all day about what you want, but, there's no respect there because he knows you will accept whatever. And not only is that not attractive, it doesn't inspire devotion, because no one really values anything that doesn't require work or require anything of them. If you're not requiring your partner to stretch, grow, be their best selves, if you don't have standards of behavior and treatment, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. And if this doesn't encourage you to make a move in that arena and up your standards and make a change, consider this. He may come across a woman who does have standards, who does require him to treat her a certain way, who does require him to do his work, who is okay walking away and knowing that she will be okay if he doesn't treat her the way that she wants to be treated, and he might step up for her. We've heard about all of those situations where a man and woman have been seeing each other for years, they break up, and then within 6 months to a year, he is engaged to somebody else. And we wonder how or why, or he said he didn't want marriage or whatever. Obviously, there was something in that connection that didn't exist in the prior one that went on for years. So don't think that just because a relationship has been going on for a long time, that it is destined for marriage, or that it's even on track to end in something committed like a marriage. Because there's plenty that aren't. There's plenty of relationships that are stagnant. It's like still water. It's going nowhere. And taking the approach of, I'll just wait it out, I'll wait on him, is very passive. And it's not you taking charge of your own life, of your own love life. We as women, we have a finite amount of time to get pregnant and start a family, if that's what we want to do. One of our biggest currencies in the world, not that it's the only one, but our beauty, our youth, our fertility, all of that stuff gets a little less appealing, or a little less in amount as you get older. Typically, people feel like, more younger women are striking beauties versus older. That's why it's a big deal when you see an older woman who looks good for her age, because we expect young women to look good. We don't typically expect older women to look good. You definitely have a decrease in fertility and youth as you get older, simply because you're aging and because of that process on your body. So these are resources you want to maximize. You want to make the most of them. You want to use them to your advantage and get everything you can out of them while you have them. So time is of the essence. You don't want to wait around and take forever to learn lessons that you can learn now, even though it's uncomfortable, but that you can learn now and shift and make a change and get your desired outcome. Don't let yourself get into your mid-40s, your 50s, your 60s before you wake up and realize you wasted time. What point is there in doing that? Because it generally will be harder. Most people are partnered at that age. Most people who are in their early senior years are not looking for someone to marry. Now, there are people out there, but you're also consider that you're going to get somebody who likely has been married and divorced, has kids, has some baggage. You are bringing some baggage. You are bringing in years of, if you've been single, years of being able to do what you wanted to do, having your own house, car, career, and now you're having to learn how to share that with somebody else. And it just generally is more difficult. Now, it can be done, but bottom line is, there's no reason to take forever to do that. There's no reason to put yourself on ice for years when you can learn the lesson now. You can make the shift now. So do that. Say that you want to be with this man, and it's okay that you kind of want to leave the door open. But if the relationship is not going anywhere, you need to be looking at all of your options. You don't need to put yourself on hold for a man who's not seriously stepping up and claiming you as his woman. Because guess what? When men don't want to lose somebody, they make sure they step up and claim you. But they will do that to the level that you require in order for them to make sure no one else has access to you, no one else is going to steal you from them. But if you put yourself on hold, there is no incentive to marry you. There is no incentive to make you his girlfriend. There is no incentive to call you, text you, see you regularly, because you aren't dating anybody else, and he knows that. There's no risk of losing you. You will continue to give him girlfriend benefits without him having to be a boyfriend, without him having to be a fiance or husband. And what it reeks of is desperation. You could be beautiful, you could be a wonderful woman, but if you don't know your worth, if you don't know that you can do better than someone who's not even fully interested in you, then you're setting yourself up to be disappointed and taken advantage of. And it's not that the man intends to take advantage of you. You basically invite him to do so by what you require, by what your standards are, by what is making you happy, supposedly. You're made happy by a half of a relationship. And even though you may be complaining, you're happy enough to stick around. You're happy enough to not walk away, to not consider the millions of other men that there are in the world. And everything you're doing is sending a message. You're sending a message to him, to the universe, and to yourself. And you've got to know, if you take nothing else away from this, you've got to know that you can do better than someone who's halfway interested in you, who takes 5 and 10 years to decide that they even want to be committed to you. That's ridiculous. Now, if you want commitment with him, your best chance to get it is for you to broaden your options and to be willing to walk away if that's what it is. It's just like, I'll use the example of you buying a car at the car lot. You are likely to get the best deal when you are willing to walk away. When you tell the car salesman, this is the price I wanted to pay for this car. I've done my research. I know what it's worth. I know what money I have and what I'm willing to pay for it. And if you don't give me this price, then I'm walking away. And from there, that's when you level the playing field and you let the car salesman know, look, you're not going to play me. You're not going to get me to overpay. You're not going to sucker me in because I'm desperate to walk away with this car today. I know what it's worth, and I'm not going to overdo it out of desperation. I'm not going to give too much. I'm not going to put myself out there to be taken advantage of because I'm in my feelings. And you need to do the same thing in your love life. The man knows that you want to be in a committed relationship. He knows you want to be married. You've communicated all of this. This is nothing new to him. But what he doesn't know, because it's not the case, is that you believe you can get that with somebody else. And if you've been giving years of your life to a particular man and you haven't been dating or considering anybody else, you don't have other options right now, at least not any that you're utilizing. And you need to. That's how you get the best out of your current situation. And if your current situation doesn't pan out, if the man doesn't step up, if he's not moved by you being on the market and other men having access to you, then he's not the one for you anyway. He's really just been holding you up from meeting the man who is willing to bend over backwards to make you his. And that's who you want to be with. That's who is going to step up and treat you how you deserve to be treated. That's who you can build a future with. Everything you're trying to get this man who you've been dating for years to do, that new man is going to do effortlessly. You're not going to need to ask him to call and text you. Those are things, and we know this. That's the thing, ladies. We're super smart. We know that calling and texting should be something that's organically inspired. You shouldn't have to ask. If you have to ask somebody that you've been seeing for 5 and 6 years to call and text you and see you regularly, something's not right. You need to be honest with yourself about that. Something is not right and you're settling. Ask yourself, why are you settling? Why do you believe that you can't get somebody better than this man? And by better, sometimes you have the man on a pedestal. Better doesn't always mean that somebody who's making more money or someone who's more handsome. We tend to value those things and put those things on a pedestal, but that is not what matters if the man's not treating you right. Better is someone who's treating you right, first and foremost. So you have to value the right things. Not looks, not, he's good in bed, not all of that. Those things are secondary. How he treats you comes first. So yes, you'll find a better man, meaning someone who treats you better, who is consistent and pursues you and values you and loves you. Why do you believe that you can't get that? Why do you believe you have to settle for someone who's half invested, half interested, not consistent, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and deal with that for years? So I'll leave you with that question and sum it up with, I don't advise anyone to sit and wait. Anyone to say, I'm just going to see if he's going to change. Chances are he's not going to, and if he does, he's not going to change in favor of you. He will change, and likely what he wants will change. And if what you've been having with him for years hasn't inspired him to change thus far, chances are it's not going to inspire him to the point of marriage. He'll likely feel inspired to pursue marriage with a woman who he feels that fire for, who he feels magnetically drawn to and attracted to, a woman that makes him feel like a man, a woman that gives him that tingly feeling that we all love and initially pursue in the beginning, that he's not feeling with you. So my advice is to step away, reintroduce yourself, do your inner work, reintroduce yourself, approach the relationship with a different energy and see how he responds. But you don't set your sights completely on him. You allow him to be one of your options and see how he fares against other competition, against the other men that are interested in you and how they're showing up. And if you're really valuing treatment and consistency and someone who actually has plans for a stable, committed relationship with you, you will see how that man measures up against others. And you'll see that there are other men who called you consistently from the beginning, other men who took you on dates every weekend and wanted to see you in the middle of the week and texted you back without making you wait for hours or days. And you'll realize what you've been settling for, what you've been making okay. And a lot of times that will decrease your attraction for this man because you're seeing that it didn't have to be how you were accepting. But because you didn't realize you had other options, you thought that was normal. You normalized it and you desensitized yourself to the way you were being treated. So want better for yourself. There is no need to ever sit back and just see what he's going to do. When you've been in the relationship for 5 and 6 years, he's already shown you what he's going to do. He's already shown you how far he's going to take it with how things currently are. You have to change. You have to switch up the energy in the relationship. It's your responsibility. You're the one watching this. You're the one getting the information. It's on you. It's your love life. It's your future. So take charge. You can do this. I am here for you. If you want guidance on this, which you probably will, because I'm saying all this, but you're probably thinking, well, how? I don't even know how to begin doing that. I don't know what you're talking about shift the energy, or, how do I get the strength and the confidence to step away and actually meet other men and feel good about it? That's when you come in for coaching. That is the purpose of coaching. We don't all know how to do hard or challenging things that don't come naturally to us on our own. The same way an athlete gets a coach, or someone that wants to be in the Olympics or wants to be great at playing the piano or whatever, you get someone to teach you. So that is what I'm here to do. So utilize me. I'm available. I have space for new clients right now. I am going to be making some changes to my offering very soon. So if you want to get in for one-on-one, I would advise you to do that now, because I'm actually considering getting rid of my one-on-one and just doing groups in the future. So if you want that one-on-one attention and time, especially at my current rates, I would strongly advise you to reach out to me and find out how you can make that happen, because as interest grows and as my client roster increases, I no longer have the time to devote to having tons of one-on-one clients. I'm going to have to start doing groups, and probably groups exclusively moving forward. So again, you can reach me at Ashley Janae. Actually, no, it's XO Ashley Janae on Facebook, XO Ashley Janae on Instagram, and XO Ashley Janae on Twitter, and XO Ashley Janae on YouTube, I believe. I might be messing up the YouTube one, but I'm going to post this on YouTube, so y'all will already know the channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me. I do answer my DMs. I do answer comments and things like that. So I look forward to hearing from you. Stay safe, take care of yourself, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.